What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk about 3 stocks to add to your watch list for this upcoming week that could have a very strong likelihood of a squeeze. But before I get into any of that, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, the only thing to really watch for is on Wednesday, and that's going to be the meeting minutes. So essentially, we'll be able to see what was said behind the scenes, just the tone and whatnot. And I don't know. There's a lot of things that obviously come out from that. So that's most likely going to dictate where things do go. And the prior day is also going to be NVIDIA's earnings. So that's coming out Tuesday after hours. Other than those 2 data points, it is going to be a relatively quiet week because Thursday the market is closed and Friday it does close at 1 o'clock as what it kind of states right here. So kind of a quiet week, but nonetheless though, I do actually have 3 stocks that have a lot of shorts in them, whether it's through failure to delivers or whatever else. And the reasoning is because that rule that came out from the SEC, transparency rule, ultimately will kick in by the end of Q4, which is going to force a lot of institutions that are shorting to be a lot more transparent. So during the 13Fs, they're going to have to disclose their short position. And plus, any companies that are on the threshold list, similarly, they do have to disclose their short position. So I feel like that is going to be a small deterrent in among itself that nobody really wants to have blood on their hands. So I feel like that is going to cause some shorts closing out their positions. So the 3 stocks I did pick, not in any particular order as usual, but I feel like a lot of these might have a squeeze just based on that alone. So it won't be necessarily associated to NVIDIA earnings or any meeting minutes or whatever else. So once again, I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. But first stock has been on the list many times in the past. Somehow I really do like it and I like the fundamental business, but that is Beyond Meat. Also on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as press releases, SEC filings, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I have a 7-day free trial for you guys, link in the description below and also the comments. But based on Friday, it did go down 2.91%. Over the last 1 year, down 52.08%, and year to date, 46.04%. So this one has been slammed massively. And even if we zoom out looking over the last 5 years, this was trading at around 140 something. And I remember even kind of swing trading this back and forth in the hundreds. Like, to think now it is at $6.68 is absolutely crazy. But once again, the data points, this is why it's on this list. Utilization is at 100%. Short score is 97.76. Based on Friday, it shorts did increase roughly around 8,000 shares. 42.19% of the free float is being shorted, and 26.01 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is currently 109.62%, and through the interactive broker, short availability does indicate that there's around 20,000 shares available to be shorted. So this one definitely does meet the criteria. Obviously, to have a squeeze, it has a fairly high utilization, a lot of shares being shorted as well, just a high cost to borrow. So once again, I feel like this is one of those good squeeze stocks, and to make things even better, it is on the threshold list as of right now. So like I mentioned, the whole transparency rule by the SEC, this one is a very good one to kind of watch based on all that. So let me know your thoughts on Beyond Meat in the comments below. But moving on to stock number 2. Well, stock number 2 and 3 have actually never been on this list altogether. And starting off is this one. So Bowlero Corp, tickers BOWL. But before I do get into this company, there's one thing I just wanted to share with you. Take advantage of this promo. So if you don't have an account with Moomoo, just sign up for one, throw $100 at it before November the 20th, and you ultimately get 6 free stocks, 5 of which could be valued up to $2,000. So take advantage of this. Plus any cash that you do have in the account, you do earn 5.1% APY. So take advantage of this promo only up until November the 20th. Link in the description below and also the comments. But moving on back to this company, based on Friday, it did go up 3.38%. Over the last 1 year, it is down about 21%, and year to date, it is down 22%. So doing rather well in comparison to Beyond Meat. But once again, it is the data points. That is why it is on this list. So utilization is 93.81. Short score is 85.88. And shorts did return roughly around 100,000 shares on Friday. 83.43% of the free float is being shorted. That is correct. That is crazy, crazy high, 83%, and 17.49 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average, obviously not as high as Beyond Meat or any other kind of meme stocks, but cost to borrow average is around 14.78%. And through Interactive Brokers, short availability does indicate that there's around 350,000 shares available to be shorted. So I feel like just this in among itself, so around 83%, that is absolutely crazy, crazy stuff. And plus, this isn't even on the threshold list with it at 83%. So this one definitely needs to be added to your watch list, just in case. You never know. A pretty good squeeze could be on maybe in the future potentially. And even if we do zoom out over the last 5 years, it looks like it kind of had a high of around $15-16, something like that. So who knows, sky's the limit potentially with this stock. Obviously you guys do your own due diligence, as I always say. Stock number 3 is this one. So this one's been very popular. So Novo, so ticker is NVOS. Based on Friday, it did go down 3.14%. Over the last 1 year, down 33%, and year to date down 15%. So even what you can kind of see over the last several months, there has been several big spikes. But despite the spikes and the volatility, shorts are very much in this still. So utilization is 99.96, short score is 81.32, and it doesn't show any change. So most likely that is a glitch on their end, but it doesn't show any change based on Friday. 93.03% of the free float is being shorted. That is insanely high. And plus, it's not even on the threshold list as well. So something definitely to kind of watch for. 13.91 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is currently 159.05%. So kind of high when it comes to that. Through Interactive Brokers, it does indicate that there's around 55,000 shares available to be shorted. So let me know your thoughts on these 3 stocks. So once again, just to recap, ticker is NVOS, so Novo. There's also right here BOL, BOWL, Bolero Corp. And then finally, my good old favorite meme stock, and that is Beyond Meat, BYND. So let me know your thoughts on those 3 stocks. Is there any others that catch your interest that you feel could have a good squeeze or whatever else? Like I said, I feel like that SEC rule in among itself does have a lot of flaws that some institutions could technically find loopholes around, but I think overall it will be a fairly good deterrent to some of the institutions that are shorting. So obviously a lot of these that are kind of overextended, they might just naturally leave, even if the company isn't necessarily performing to the fullest of its ability. So let me know your thoughts on all of that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And like I said, don't forget to take advantage of this promo. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.